All right, happy Wednesday evening. Hopefully, everyone is great, enjoying your summer, the dog days of end of August, getting ready for college football and the NFL season. And we've got a trade that had been kind of brewing for a little bit regarding Peyton Watson, sign and trade to Cleveland. This is a four-team trade. Excuse me, this is a five-team trade because we are tying in Charlotte and Washington as part of it here. Remember last week, the Hornets and Cavaliers agreed to a Dennis Schroeder for Trey Mann. That trade has not been consummated, and now that is being tied up into this whole one big five-team trade. So a little bit for the particulars real quick. We've got some fun graphics that we're going to show you too. Cleveland gets Peyton Watson, 4 years, $88 million. That's a signing trade that hard caps them at the first apron. They still have to go out and sign James Harden. We'll show you the cap ramifications as far as what's going to happen with them. They get Cam Whitmore as part of the trade. They are going to waive and stretch Whitmore over 3 years. It's basically a $1.8 million cap hit, $1.89 million cap hit. That will then give them the flexibility to go out and sign James Harden to a new deal. They have traded away their only first round pick. That is in 2031. They have they traded away a Sacramento second here. So from Cleveland's perspective, they are certainly limited as far as what they have. They have zero tradable first. They have, I'm just pulling up, I think they have 1 second left to move here, but that's kind of the cost of doing business. Basically, when you look at it, they traded Max Strus and Dennis Schroeder for Peyton Watson, and it cost them a first and a second here. Um, we are going to show you, this is a fun new little tool. We are, all right. So this is what our guys at Optic Media were able to put together for me here. And they it came to me about a week ago, and it was awesome. A couple weeks ago here. So here's Cleveland. Okay. So this is 177. It's not including James Harden's new number. They are hard capped at the first apron here. This is their starting five. We're adding Peyton Watson into that mix here. So Harden, Mitchell, Watson, Mobley, and Allen. I would expect Harden's number to come in around 32 million, $33 million, somewhere around there. When you look at their bench, this is where they are bench wise. Merrill, Tyson, Bryant, Hezonja is on a non-guaranteed contract. Tomlin, Porter, Proctor, Malik Thomas. A little bit thin here. Remember, Strus and Schroeder go out as far as where they are bench wise here. So that's their roster. Um, Here are certainly some of the trade exceptions they have left. Remember, once they get to this apron, they're going to be limited as far as what else they can have. As we could see here, they've got a couple two-way players, but this is a fun new little feature because it kind of shows you where they are. We also have this. It just kind of shows you where they are really in regards to the apron. Remember, a hardened contract is going to come in with that here. So that's a fun little feature. We're going to do it for a couple more teams with our friends at Optic Media here who have done a lot of great things. They did a lot of great things for Summer League also for Denver. Okay, so you Denver fans are thinking out there, how does this benefit Denver? A couple things here. So Watson goes in a sign and trade, 4 years, 88 million. You are going to create a trade exception worth 50% of that salary. We will see what the number comes in at. So if it's starting at 20, the trade exception is worth $10 million. However, because this is a signing trade, you are not allowed to use it if it leaves you over the apron. Okay, so basically that is the penalty as far as when it comes to when a sign and trade with regards to second apron teams and everything like that. You acquire 2031 first. Remember, you had no tradable first. Now you have one. You get back a second in the deal, which is Sacramento. So now you have, I'm just pulling up your picks. Excuse me real quick. So now you have one tradable first and you have four tradable seconds here. Um, I'm still concerned about Denver as far as where they are. Um, all right. This is our good friends at Optic Media. I am not concerned about the starting five. So here's your starting five: Murray, Brown, Johnson, Gordon, Jokic. Okay, that's your starting five. Um, this is where I'm concerned about. This is your reserves. This is not good, kids. Najee, Jones, Strouder, Holmes, Bagley, Tyus Jones, Lonnie Walker, Trevon Brazile, and Afa Diallo. Afa, we will get you a picture sometime during the season. This is your bench right now. Remember, you lost Tim Hardaway Jr., no Um, Bruce Brown. This is a concern. This is the biggest concern for me when you look at where Denver is as far as with their bench. Here's where they are financially. So includes. Remember, they've got Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson's unlikely bonuses. They're roughly three and change over the second apron. They're going to waive and stretch Valanciunas. They haven't done that yet. With that, this is this is where they are, right? Their tax bill is a little bit higher. It's roughly around $75 million in tax bill, but this is where they are. They're over the second apron. The restrictions still play. Remember, if they're over the second apron when the season ends, their pick in 2000, I believe 34 becomes frozen. Um, they still have Jokic, either your extension guys. Of course, they can make a trade out there. Remember, they got 4 seconds now. They can try to move the Najee contract and get under, or maybe Strouder, but you're taking away from your bench and to get under here where they are second apron wise. They get Julian Reese also on a two-way, basically based on the touching rule where something has to come out from the Wizards as far as if they are making part of this five-team trade and everything like that. So this is kind of where Denver is, still a second apron team, but as I said, I have some major, major concerns when it comes with their bench. Um, the Clips, okay, so the Clips are the third team involved in this trade. They get Max Strus, who's on a $16.6 million expiring contract. He goes into the John Collins $17 million trade exception here. They still have Benedict Mathurin out there. They send out a 2027. It's the pick in the Johnny Broom trade to Washington. It's the most favorable of Philadelphia and about nine other teams. That goes to the Wizards. This is before a Kawhi trade, which likely will go soon, happen, I would think, in the near future here. Okay, so here's your starting five, right? We have Kawhi in there right now. If you swap him out and you put Brandon Ingram in here, so you would have Garland, Wagler, Ingram instead of Kawhi, Derek Jones, Brook Lopez. Okay, not bad. Here's your bench, right? Strus, Hachimura, Mathurin. He's in there with his QO. Isaiah Jackson, Bradley Beal, Dunn, Miller, Nienhauser, Sanders, Christie, who's on a non-guaranteed Broom, and Baba Miller. Okay, you've got you're going to have to waive a player here because the you are at here. Let me just double check Clips. They are at Clips are at 15 guaranteed, one non, and Cam Christie, and it doesn't include Benedict Mathurin. So if Mathurin comes back, they're going to have to waive two players. Here's where they are cap wise, projected salary. Remember, this is our good friends at Optic Media. We added this here. Um, Really cool as far as how they were able to do this, but they're at 197, Aprons at 209. They're hard cap. Remember, this includes the Mathurin QO. So they're about $12 million. That includes that $8.7 million number. So they do have the flexibility to go out and do that here. Um, what else can we show you with this fun little thing? Here's your extension guys, right? Kawhi would come out. Ingram's extension eligible in February. Trade exceptions here. Certainly, we've talked about back that there. So that is kind of where they are, where the Clips are as part of that deal. Okay. Um, Cleveland sent out $4.3 million in cash to Charlotte. Charlotte gets Dennis Schroeder. We didn't do a video last Friday. I was on a bus going to a high school football game. Um, so Schroeder's got a partial next year. Basically, the cash Charlotte gets from Cleveland pays for the partial, which is at $4.3 million. Trey Mann goes to the Wizards, 8 million this year, 8 million next year. Team option. Remember, they get a sick. They basically bought a second in 2000, a good second in 2027 for about $3 million here. So that's where the Wizards are. And as I said, that Julian Reese contract went out. So a five-team trade headlined by Peyton Watson. One of the restricted free agents comes off the board. He goes to Cleveland. Um, as I said, you're basically trading Strus and Schroeder for Watson. Excuse me. And but yeah, that's the deal. That's a deal on a August 19th in the late summer here. A five-team trade with Charlotte, Washington, the Clips, Denver, and Cleveland. As I said, I am concerned as far as where Denver is, as far as where they are with their roster and everything like that. As far as their depth is a major concern. Still a second apron team. But if they would have brought back Peyton Watson, they would have been paying probably 250. I know people get all caught up about the apron. It's really the progressive repeater tax. That's what takes the bite out of a lot of this year. Is when you're a Denver team that's will be in a tax 4 years in a row, and you're paying a punitive tax because of that. That's more restrictive than where they are apron wise. So have a good night. We will talk soon. Have a great rest of your week. Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm ESPN.